Hi, ArcfieldWeather.com meteorologist Paul Dorian here on Monday morning, June the 17th. The hottest stretch of weather so far coming to the mid-Atlantic region this week, and looks like it'll last right through the upcoming weekend. There is some relief in sight. It looks like by the early part of next week there'll be a cool frontal system dropping south and east across the Great Lakes, probably bringing an end to this current hot spell by the, let's say, perhaps Sunday, but more likely Monday of next week. Temperatures later today should climb to the upper 80s across Philadelphia and New York City, maybe 90, 92 degrees in D.C. And then from Tuesday, likely through Sunday, all areas along the I-95 corridor region likely to see 90 plus degrees for afternoon highs. And probably the peak of this hot spell will be Friday, Saturday time frame, where temperatures could climb up to the upper 90s in places like D.C., perhaps Philadelphia, and New York City as well. There is still some cold air around. This is the total snowfall forecast by last night's zero-Z run of the GFS for the next 5 days between today and Saturday. Look at this, accumulating snow all the way out across Montana, western half of Montana, northwestern Wyoming, and the northern half of Idaho. Places like Glacier National Park may get some accumulating snow over the next few days. So yes, it gets quite hot across the central and eastern states for much of this week, but again, still some cold air and even some accumulating snow exists across the nation, in this case across the interior part of the northwestern states. Well, let's take a look at the 500 millibar height anomaly forecast maps from last night's conventional run of the GFS, a zero-Z run of the GFS. And here we go. We have a ridge that builds across the eastern half of the nation's basically concentrated over southeastern Canada, northeastern U.S. By the middle part of this weekend. Out in the west, we have this upper level trough, and again, some cold air still exists and even accumulating snow over the next few days. Montana, Idaho, Wyoming, for example. Now, let's push forward here and see this upper level ridge just building in intensity across the southeastern part of Canada, northern part of New England over the next 24 hours or so, and it sticks around here right into the midweek. It's still intensifying here. Now this is all the way into the middle part of this week, June 19th, and it will help result in some well above normal temperatures through the week, and again 90 plus degrees on the table really from today through Sunday in DC, and probably from tomorrow through Sunday in Philadelphia and New York City, maybe the upper 80s for highs today in Philly and New York City. Here we go into Thursday, and then it begins to flatten. You notice the ridge tends to kind of flatten from the north on to the south here, and this is a sign that things will be starting to change later in the week. And again, I think the peak of this heat wave could very well be on Friday and Saturday in terms of temperatures. And it will take a little bit of time here for dew points to climb, for that humidity to reach really uncomfortable levels. And with that, it'll take a few days for those heat indices to climb to the most uncomfortable levels. Again, the real influx of humidity looks like probably holding off to Thursday, especially Friday and Saturday in the mid-Atlantic region. Right now, starting off the day here on Monday, dew points are still at comfortable levels in the mid-Atlantic region. Still some signs of perhaps a weak upper level trough at this particular time across Montana, Wyoming, and Idaho. Again, some accumulating snow over the next few days out there. Then we go into the upcoming weekend here Saturday morning, and there'll be a little bit of a frontal system right here that's seen here over the northern plains on Saturday, and that'll have enough strength, I believe, to cross the Great Lakes and probably put an end to the heat wave in the mid-Atlantic region probably by Monday, maybe as early as Sunday, depending on the timing of those showers and thunderstorms. Cannot rule out an isolated shower or thunderstorm as early as like Friday afternoon in the I-95 corridor region. Again on Saturday, more likely to see more numerous showers and thunderstorms with this frontal system let's say late Sunday into Sunday night. And again, that could very well pave the way for some relief by 1 week from now, next Monday, June 24th. Now let's look at the 850 millibar temperature anomalies, and again, some cold air still exists across the southwestern part of Canada, northwestern part of the U.S., and here we go with the building of the heat, at least at the 850 millibar level over the Great Lakes as early as today. It really takes tomorrow and Wednesday for the heat to build in the I-95 corridor region. Here we go over the next few days, and again, we have that upper level ridge intensifying, and the anomaly with respect to 850 millibar temperatures intensifies, or becomes farther and farther from normal by the time we get to the middle part of the week. Here we are by the midweek, still colder than normal out across the south central, southwestern part of Canada, the northern plains, all the way out into the interior northwest, but much above normal, southeastern Canada, New England, mid-Atlantic region, Great Lakes here by midweek. And again, that ridge of high pressure tends to flatten, starts to kind of get squished here by the latter part of the week, sign of things to change here by the latter part of the weekend, early part of next week. And again, potentially the hottest day in D.C., Philadelphia, New York City relative to normal, maybe Friday, and again Saturday, where upper 90s are on the table for afternoon highs. But notice this area is kind of getting squeezed here on a north-south basis here. Stays hot. Saturday, no doubt, stays hot. Likely into Sunday, and at that time we'll start to see this cool front crossing the Great Lakes, and you can see a little bit of cooler than normal air, the western Great Lakes, by the time we reach Sunday, and that should have enough strength to cross the mid-Atlantic region, likely with some showers and thunderstorms late Sunday night, and usher in some back to normal or closer to normal air by the time we get to next Monday, a week from today. Now let's wrap up with the surface forecast maps, and let me also mention here that there will be some tropical activity over the next several days here. It looks like, first of all, kind of a weak system right now across the Bay of Campeche, the very southwestern part of the Gulf of Mexico, will kind of push slowly to the north and west. So all interest along the southeastern coast of Texas, the eastern part of Mexico should watch this system or monitor this activity over the next few days. And we'll see in a moment here another weak tropical-like system, or probably a tropical system, may slide into the southeastern states later this week. Let's push forward here. And by the way, this looks like kind of your classic Bermuda high situation here as we begin the day here. High pressure at the surface level over the western part of the Atlantic Ocean, and the clockwise flow of air around high pressure systems generates that classic Bermuda high situation with a southwesterly flow of air out of the Gulf of Mexico into the Mississippi Valley region, and ultimately that slides to the eastern seaboard over the next couple of days. Now let's push forward here with the surface forecast maps. And again, by tomorrow, high pressure sitting over the western part of the Atlantic Ocean. And here's that tropical system, that first tropical system we mentioned, starting off today in the Bay of Campeche, west of the Yucatan Peninsula region of Mexico. Again, it could very well impact eastern part of Texas later in the week. We'll see here. There it goes, producing some likely heavy rainfall here over the eastern part, or southeastern part of Texas by the middle part of the weekend. Likely to have an effect of northeastern of Mexico as well. Meanwhile, still have that southwesterly flow of air from the Gulf of Mexico all the way up into the Great Lakes region. Again, dew points will be a little bit slow to climb here, not reaching those real uncomfortable levels in the Mid-Atlantic region, at least the coastal part of the Mid-Atlantic, the I-95 area, for example, until later in the week, maybe Thursday. Certainly by Friday and Saturday, high humidity levels will make it feel much more uncomfortable. And here comes that frontal system out across the middle part of the nation by the middle part of the week. And there was another little tropical system here that could slide to the north and west, even a little isobar, closed isobar right here, a little bit of a tropical system right in this area. They'll slide to the north and west later in the week. This is the first tropical system that is currently right now just west of Yucatan, slides to the north and west into Texas. Remember, I mentioned in our tropical outlook that the Gulf of Mexico, the Caribbean Sea, will likely be the focus area for tropical activity for this season, which should turn out to be an above normal season. Now, let's move forward here, and it cannot rule out an isolated shower or thunderstorm really any afternoon later in the week, Thursday afternoon, Friday afternoon, Saturday afternoon in the Mid-Atlantic region, but for the most part it'll be rain-free conditions for the next several days in the Mid-Atlantic region. Here we go now into the upcoming weekend, and again, those temperatures could peak on Friday afternoon, Saturday afternoon, places like D.C., Philadelphia, New York City, perhaps as high as the upper 90s in some locations. Here's that second week tropical system, and again, a lot of activity potentially over the next several days across the southwestern Gulf of Mexico. And here is the cool frontal system that by the middle part of the weekend will be sliding across the Great Lakes, and it should enhance the shower and thunderstorm threat in the I-95 corridor region, let's say in Sunday night time frame, and should have enough strength to work its way to the eastern seaboard by the time we get to next Monday, a week from right now. We're looking way ahead here with some relief in temperatures likely by next Monday in places like D.C., Philadelphia, New York City. Again, a lot of tropical activity potentially over the next week or so over the Gulf of Mexico, beginning right now with that system just to the west of Yucatan. It looks like it'll head into eastern part of Texas over the next few days. That's it for now. For ArcfieldWeather.com, this has been meteorologist Paul Dorian.